general surgeon at the university. I think y'all have all seen my posts lately about I sewed a surgical mask. What I'm going to talk about today is a little bit of behind the reason of why we're sewing the mask. As y'all all know, the coronavirus is around and we're getting very low on personal protective equipment at our hospital and other places around the state and even around the country. So what we're trying to do today is prepare, not panic. And so we went through 3 different mask types that I did different trials on. The first one that y'all saw last night is a mask. It's got some loops on it. But what we realized is these loops aren't great for everybody. They don't fit everybody. It fits my husband's face great, but when I put the loops on, it's a little bit loose, and it's very hard to adjust this. The second mask that we went through was a tie mask. This is very much what we use in the OR, and this fits well. I did do a third mask. I had some very thick elastic to utilize. It fits well, and it does give you the best fit up underneath the chin. However, we did realize that this is not very practical because if you are a larger male, that the elastic may not be long enough. So what I'm asking is that if there's anybody that wants to make masks, what we want is these tie masks. What I'm asking is that you will make 5 masks. I'm going to also post a surgical hat that males wear and also a bouffant hat that the women wear that you can also add to make a set. We need a hat and a mask. Right now we're just going to focus on the mask. A couple of things about these masks and the way that I designed the sewing of these masks is these are going to have to be laundered, bleach and hot water, so we need them durable. I tried to make sure that all the stitching is such that nothing's going to fall apart, whether it's serging or making sure that there's no raw edges exposed. This is made of 100% cotton on the front, flannel on the back. It is double-sided. We will not be using these on any patients that are suspected coronavirus or anybody that's got a positive coronavirus. We're going to use these in other areas where we'd normally utilize personal protective gear, but not in these situations. Alright, so let me show you a couple of things. The first thing you're going to want to do, like I said, 100% cotton and also flannel. You're going to do a 9x6 piece of each of them. And then for your ties, you're going to have 2 strips. If you do not have a serger at home, you're going to want 2 35-inch by 2-inch strips. If you do have a serger at home, another option would be 2 strips that are 35 inches by 1 inch each, and I'll show you how to prepare both of those. The first step is put both of your fabrics right side together, and we're going to line them up. The next thing that we're going to do for this mask part is you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around, leaving a 2-inch pocket right here in the middle for flipping the mask. Before you do flip it, you do want to cut the corners off. Make sure not to cut into your stitch. After you flip the mask, it's going to look like this. You still have your open pocket. Before you sew this open pocket together, you're going to want to make 2 pleats in it. And what this pleat is going to do is you want a 3-inch edge right here. When you make the pleats, you can iron them in. You can then attach them with pins, or I actually have some quilting snaps right there. After you sew or after you pleat it, what you're going to want to do is zip around all the edges. This will sew the pleats in, and this will also close the opening. Now let's go back to the ties. Remember I said you wanted a 1 inch if you had a serger. What you're going to do is take the 1-inch fabric, fold it in half, and then you're going to come back with the serger and serge all the raw edges. This is a very quick and easy thing to do, but I realize not everybody's got a serger. If you do have just your regular sewing machine, you're going to take your 2-inch, you're going to fold it in half, right side out, just like this. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come back. This is where your fold was. You open it back up, and then you're going to fold it in on itself right along the middle seam. And then what you're going to do is you're going to iron it over so you have a 1/2-inch tie. After you have that 1/2-inch tie, you're going to sew the edges of it all the way around. So once you have your mask sewn and your tie, the last thing you're going to do is attach the ties. Just go to the middle of the tie and put it on the edge of the mask, right where the pleats are, and you're going to sew it along the edge. If you want to, you can sew a straight stitch. What I do want to make sure that you do is reinforce these edges. Since we are reusing these masks, it's very important that you make sure that these edges are reinforced. And then what you will have is your final project. Here's your mask. All right, you'll let me know if you have any questions.